A very good evening. My name is Anne Scott. I'm the General Manager of the One&Only Cape Town, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to our event this evening. I'm really apologetic that I can't be with you in person to welcome you this evening. I've had to leave the country for reasons that I shall disclose later. But for now, allow me to, on behalf of all of our team, to say welcome to the One&Only. It is a great pleasure to host this evening, and I'm very well aware of a very well turned out group of colleagues and individuals joined this event last year. And congratulations, because you're equally as resplendent and elegant this year as you were last year. So thank you for such a well-heeled and a well-turned-out crowd. If you don't mind, I'd like to tell you a story. My team will attest to the fact that I like telling stories because I think it's a very effective way of getting messages across. So 20 years ago, I was a middle manager in a hotel in London, and it was a city-wide sellout particular night. The City of London was full, every hotel full, our hotel chock-a-block, not a room to be had anywhere. And I got a call from the front desk to say that one of the guests was not happy and could I come and assist. Now, one of the things I knew was that we had around 30 senior colleagues in our hotel from our parent company, senior vice presidents and vice presidents of various positions around the company. And they worked for our company, but they were staying in the hotel as guests because they were attending this same citywide. Anyway, I looked on the CCTV camera that covered the desk, and I can see the lady who's complaining. And all I can see on camera is her wagging the tail of her finger at our staff, and she's thumping the desk with her other finger and making the point, whatever point. She was not being nice to my people. So I was not happy about this. I marched to the front desk, ready to defend my people at all costs. And what happened in the next 5 minutes wasn't particularly elegant, because her point, which maybe had a bit of validity in it, was that we always, whenever she stayed at our hotel for that event, we always upgraded her to a suite because she was senior person. And she therefore didn't make any arrangements for other meeting space because she always knew she had a suite, she had a dining table, and she knew she could do her meetings at the dining table. So she didn't like the fact that we had just allocated her a single standard room. Didn't suit her at all. I realized probably in that moment that she had a point. I could see that there was a point to her case, but I also knew my hotel was full and I didn't like the way she'd spoken to my staff. So I was not backing down. I was going to support my people at all costs. Now, I probably had a point somewhere in there that, you know, suites should go to high suite paying guests, but she definitely also had a point. So basically, for the next 5 minutes, we went forehead to forehead in the lobby. Neither of us backed down. She wasn't happy, but to be honest, she didn't have a choice because the hotel was full. And we walked away. We parted that company, and I thought, well, that's okay, because we'd probably never cross paths ever again. 6 years later, I'm a newly appointed general manager. It's my first job abroad. I'm going to open a hotel in Thailand. It's my first time GM, first time doing an opening, first time living abroad, and a little bit of pressure because I was the first female general manager that was appointed into that region. So when I walked into the room, I knew that I would find a room full of male general managers. That's exactly what I walked into, 30 men in general manager senior roles in the company. And there was one woman over on the other side of the room. And we kind of clocked each other straight away. And of course, it was her. It was this lady whose name, Alison Taylor. And for the next 2 days, I very successfully avoided her. If she went to the coffee counter to get a cup of tea, I went to the bar to get a glass of wine. If she went to the pastry counter to get a muffin or a cookie, then I went to the fruit counter to get some fresh fruit. I just managed to just avoid her in any possible scenario, so I never encountered her at all. Until the last night, till the third night when we were going out to a restaurant on the other side of Bangkok. And I was walking out towards the transportation. I was talking rather nonchalantly with a colleague. I got to the transportation, the door opened, I slid to get in and realized that there was no choice. I was going to have to sit next to Alison Taylor. She was already sitting in the one available place, and now the next available seat next to her, no choice, that's where I'm going to sit. So I took a deep breath, sat down and said to her, I don't know if you remember, but we've met before. And she said, yes, I do remember. And she smiled and she said, you know, I'm the Senior Vice President for Sales and Marketing for this region. And I thought, yes, I do know that. And I very much know that I very much need your support for the opening of my hotel. And she said, let me tell you one thing. I guarantee you, you will have my 100% support for everything you are going to do while you're in this region. I will do everything in my power to make you successful. You're a female general manager, and I would love to help you on your way. And I really learned something that day. I really learned that when senior people step up and out and really go beyond what maybe the junior person deserves, when they help junior people to be successful in their careers, especially at career-defining moments like that one, how wonderful it is and how magnanimous she was and how gracious she was at a time when probably I didn't really deserve it. But she did. She absolutely went above and beyond everything I could possibly ever have expected to make our hotel be a successful opening and to give sales and marketing support to our hotel. She was absolutely fantastic. And so why do I tell you that story tonight? Because this is a story of how senior people mentor and sponsor and support junior people. And this evening is about rising stars. And everybody who's in this room tonight, everybody who's sitting at dinner tonight, has the opportunity to step up and out, to support, to mentor, to guide, and to do whatever you can to help rising stars in career-defining moments. And tonight is about celebrating and recognizing those rising stars. And I thank you for stepping up and out to be here to support them this evening. And I'm excited to see all the work that we will do in the coming days, weeks, months, and years to support these junior colleagues on their way forward. Thank you very much for attending this evening. Thank you for your support, and thank you very much for your company at this beautiful evening. Thank you.